Hey there, it's Shannon. Welcome to Goodnight, a podcast where I say goodnight to people who have no one to say goodnight to. Hey, how was your day? Mine was pretty good. Like Michael Jackson, I've got to be starting something. And I like change and new things and entrepreneurship. Tonight, I'm going to tell you about two previous businesses that I started and how they went sideways. The first one is called SAM Consulting, and that's SAHM, standing for Stay-at-Home Mom. And I started this business because, you remember, I wanted to be a personal coach, but my internship supervisor, Gary, said I was 21 and I knew nothing, and I fell for that crap. And so I went to get my master's degree in marriage and family therapy to be credible. Well, then I had a bunch of babies. And in 2012, being a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids, I was ready to start something. And so I decided that I wanted to be home with my kids because that was important to me. If you refer back to my second date with Joe, where I proclaimed that from the sidewalks outside his college. But then knowing that I wanted to be home with my kids, I knew I didn't want to go and be a licensed therapist or a licensed counselor because you have a bunch of hoops to jump through. But then I figured out that consulting is an unregulated industry and therefore I need no licensure or supervision. Plus, I would much rather deal with the personal growth, motivational side of life as opposed to the DSM-4 and deep personal traumas. I'm a very lighthearted person and I just recognize that about myself. I'm very influenced by the people around me, and if I were dealing with deep, dark things a lot, it would affect me more than the average bear. So I have to protect my sparkle and be as useful as possible to people, which me crying with them and being totally depressed and unable to see my way through is not the best use of my energy. So SAM Consulting it is. So I started as a blog and I did a little bit of coaching on the side, but that was more things of like developing menu plans or communication in marriage or like parenting stuff. Now, while at that time that was really just my life and what I was doing at the time, it was appropriate for then. However, I decided I wanted to expand and monetize, and so I wrote an ebook. Now, did I ask any of my readers if I should do this? No. Did they want it? Who knows? But I wanted to write this book, and basically I was a self-help book for stay-at-home moms. I had no marketing plan, no budget, no plan at all, really. And then I put it up for sale after working on it for months. And then my mom and my neighbor across the street bought it. And that was it. And it was crickets. Now, I had very unrealistic expectations. I totally see that now, but I was so bummed. And I just took it very personally and was crushed. So I thought, well, duh, I'm trying to sell things to people who make no money. So why don't I rethink this? So that was the end of SAM Consulting, was the crash and burn ebook. Thank you, Mom and Katie, my neighbor, for buying my ebook. I will always love you for that. But I think neither of them were stay-at-home moms. Now that I think of it, neither of them were. That's so funny. I didn't even realize that till just now. Okay, anyways, so my second business was called Mama's Got Mail. And it was a subscription box company for moms. And the tagline was, "You take care of everyone else, let us take care of you." Which is rich coming from me because I'm terrible at taking care of myself. So this was just a cry for help, everybody. So I was super bummed coming off of Sam Consulting, and there's a great entrepreneur scene in Chattanooga, which I lived near Chattanooga at the time. And there was this, I don't know how often it was. There was this event that was held regularly called Lunch and Learn, and it was at a local coffee shop, and they had speakers that were experienced entrepreneurs that would come and talk about different aspects of running a business or starting up a business and all that kind of thing. And I just went on a whim one day when my sister Katie was living with us and she had a day off, and yeah, it like just so happened that I could go, and at the last minute I decided to go. So I show up, I don't even know what it was about. I think I thought it was about hiring, but it was actually about like tracking your finances. And I was at first like, maybe I should go. This isn't really my bag, but I decided to stay since I was already out and there was people. So, you know, people are my playground and I have so much fun. So I just decided to stay. And the speaker, her name was Sheila. And yeah, she was talking about tracking all of their financials for their, you know, multi-million-dollar business that her and her husband ran together on Excel spreadsheets. And she was talking about when they ended up selling that first business, that the company that purchased it from them was blown away at how they had run all of this, that they just ran it on their Excel spreadsheets. Like they didn't even have a bookkeeper. It was just them. So anyway, I was really impressed with Sheila. She had the fire and the clarity experience that I was clearly lacking from Sam Consulting. And so as she was wrapping up her speech, she talked frequently in her presentation about her husband, Dane. And she had pointed to him and he waved his hand. He was just sitting up in the row ahead of me. And so as she wrapped up, I decided, I know everybody's going to go up there to the front and talk to Sheila, who was obviously the extrovert in their marriage. I'm going to stay back here and I'm going to talk to Dane because she loves him a lot and she is going to want to know what this, 31-year-old woman is doing talking to her husband. So, because they were probably in their early to mid 50s at that time. Anywho, so I go and talk to Dane, and my strategy worked because Sheila came right over and introduced herself. And I just had I had told her about Sam Consulting, how it didn't work out, and I was looking to do something else. And I very boldly just asked her, would you be open to being my mentor? I explained the reasons that she had all of these things I was lacking. Anyway, she said yes, but on a trial basis. She said, if you do what I say, we'll keep going. But if you don't do what I say, I'm done. And I'm like, that's fair enough. So anyway, Sheila took me under her wings. And the first two things she taught me, she said there's two metrics to a good idea. The first thing is that your business idea should be where your passion and profit meet. Passion without profit is just a hobby, and profit without passion is just a job. So I had to really do a lot of, soul searching of what is it that I'm passionate about and how can I make money doing it. And then the second metric of a good idea, she said, and then you have to take the idea and you have to be able to put it in a box. That way your time and your money are not tied to each other anymore, and you have unlimited growth in the amount of money you can make. So that was really interesting. And so then, knowing me, I said, well, what if it was a box? I am Captain Obvious. That is my alter ego, is Captain Obvious. So I was like, what if it was a box? And so that is how I basically took personal coaching and put it in a box. And that is how Mama's Got Mail came about, because I have the credibility of, being married. At that point, I had 4 children and having my marriage and family therapy. So that was like my, my unfair advantage, if you will, in my passion. And so with Sheila's guidance and help, I launched a website. I built it myself on Weebly, which was super easy and really fun for me. It was like a great creative outlet. And I also used Marie Forleo's B School as a template for building my website and building the newsletter and welcome sequence and just all these things. That resource was super helpful to me. And then after I built the website, Sheila had me make a marketing plan, which included press releases to the local newspaper, local TV station, my Aquinas College where I went to school, and I can't remember where else. Anyway, we had a marketing plan, and so I wrote the press releases, which I was totally able to do from my internship at the business newspaper back in Grand Rapids in college. I did those all the time, edited and proofread those, so that was kind of a nice flashback. And that, and then I got 3 customers. I also sent an email to a subscription box website that reviewed subscription boxes, and so I sent her a box free every month, and then she reviewed it and linked to my site, and that was really great. My first 3 customers came through her. So when the female entrepreneur competition came up in Chattanooga, this was like right off the heels of all of that work I did with Sheila. So I had the concept in the website up and 3 customers already and a marketing plan. And then, I went to the 48-hour launch, Chattanooga Female Entrepreneur Competition, and won. And then took the winnings from that to trademark Mama's Got Mail, and then also got 1 year of executive coaching from a local firm that was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. So after the competition and all of that, now it was time to grow. And Sheila and my coaching were really like, okay, now it's time to go get sales. Now it's sales and marketing, and that should be your focus like for the next 3 years. Whereas somebody I love very much, who I'm related to, thought I should focus on infrastructure, and I felt really stuck. I didn't know how to speak up for myself. I didn't know how to say what I wanted because I felt very like I owed both of them to do what they said. And that was really tough. Well, I got pregnant with baby number 5, Micah. And I'm going to just admit I am not proud of this, but I used that as an excuse to quit because I felt too much pressure from 2 people I really loved and respected that I couldn't choose. And I felt both of them were going to thought I betrayed them by going the other way. And I'm probably just being way over in my head and all of that kind of stuff, but that's what happened, and I quit because I'm a turd. So that's what happened. Now, what did I learn from both of these experiences? Because we've got to make some lemonade out of these lemons, right? Well, I learned I really love coaching. I still do now. I love identity and personal growth and purpose and relationships. I do love consulting because there are no hoops that I have to jump through. And I realized I don't like physical products. That's the thing about Mama's Got Mail. I did not like the whole ordering, like finding products, ordering. I liked finding the products, but I didn't like ordering them, waiting on receiving them, storing all the things, putting all the boxes together, all of the, paperwork and all of that, and then mailing it. I don't know why. I don't even like mailing things. I've got a mental block on it. But that was the drag of it. Now, of course, I could have drop shipped it or hired logistics, and I definitely would have done that. But I realized that's not my favorite thing for me to do personally. But I do like developing worksheets and simple systems to take complex issues and breaking them down in a really accessible way for people to walk step by step through it. Super love that. I love public speaking. I like mentoring and the accountability. It really makes a big difference for me to have somebody to walk with through building a successful business. I think that's what made Mama's Got Mail so much more effective than Sam Consulting, was because I had a mentor that I was accountable to. I learned business takes time. I need to be patient. I'm not, I struggle with that sometimes. Also, that I need to be able to make decisions for myself based on what I want and not people please. Let me think here. I only failed, really, all in all. I'm air quoting failed. I only failed because I gave up. And I see that. That was my choice, and I'm responsible for that. And I've dealt with that regret. Obviously, I'm not crying right now. So I accept that about myself, that I did that. But, I'm trying again now, and I've learned my lessons. And I'm really grateful that I went through those things, and I'm still alive, and I'm resilient. And next time I give business a go, like, I'm not starting from zero. I'm starting from level 3 now instead of level 1. So yeah, that's that. We should pray. Lord, I want to thank you so much for Sam Consulting and Mama's Got Mail. Lord, I learned a lot and I enjoyed those seasons. Lord, thank you for teaching me about myself and what gifts I have to share. And thank you also for the great people that you brought alongside of me to help me grow. And thank you for all of the customers too, including Mom and Katie, and all the customers of Mama's Got Mail. Thank you very much that I got to serve them and just be a little bit of a part of their life. Lord, I pray for everybody listening tonight that you will help them to look at their failures in the past in a positive way, help them to learn from it, help them to grow from it, and help it to not be the definition of who they are, Lord. Help us to see that we're all on a journey. We're all in a process of getting better and better. So I just pray for all of us that we can have a good attitude about it, Lord. Please watch over everyone tonight as they sleep. Guard them as they dream, because they're so wonderful. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. It's that time. Sweet dreams. Good night.